Line here Saturday night and see what we can do. We are nearly done, at least potentially, with getting to our billion units a day save. Now, one of the limiting factors right now is that I have not enough oxygen, not enough cobalt, and not enough, what is it? I think it's nitrogen. Let's go take a look. Yeah, because I set up the radon, I set up the sulfurine. I may need to add more pumps for radon, or more power, but I think it's more pumps. The sulfurine is all set. So here we are. Let's take a look, see what we got for radon. All right, we have 30,000 radon. And I need to get some metal plate. And 44 isn't going to cut it. How much do I have? I've got 20 there. Well, maybe that's enough. All right, we'll take a look. Let's go over to base number 3. Now, the advantage of base number 3 is I've just got one thing to boost here, and that's the sulfurate, or not sulfurate, nitrogen. The real positive thing here is that I don't have to put in solar. I might have to put in more power, but not solar. We can validate that over here. It says we are storing 45,000. We're using 904. We've got 1,090 available. I'm going to have to collect a lot more nitrogen, though. All right. So, resources. Do I have any? Got that. Ah, yes, I should have plenty of that. And that looks like it should be enough. All right. So that is that stuff. Oh, power's going to be over here. That's right. Now, for those bases where we've got power available like this, I personally like to put in more power than I really need, because it's a lot easier to deal with having too much power than not enough. After all, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. So having too much is kind of a good thing, right? All right, let's take a gander here. All right, we've got plenty of power now. Question is it faster to run around this way than it is or would be to go the other? All right. Might not be faster, but hey, we got some resources here. Who knows? There might be something useful here. Or maybe not. We'll see. Well, nanites are useful. All right. All right. Let's address the confusion. There it is. No? There it is. All right. 24 per hour? 247 per hour. All right. So let's add a couple more. Okay, so amount of chromatic metal. Sorry. Okay. So, all right. It's apparently hooked up whether I wanted it to be or not. Let's make sure that happens. Hey there, welcome. So, on the off chance that it hadn't been clear what we're doing, we're building a save that builds up 1 billion units a day. Now, the fun part about this one is I need to find a place to put a bunch more of these. I need to get some more kinetic metal for 3 more of these. I think I will put the silos down here, though. So I've got roughly 2,000. Well, I'm going to have 2,000 units in silos. And then I'm going to need another 28,000, of which I've got 2 in silos or depots, supply depots. So I can put in 21. Then I've got to get more. So let's put in 18. That's 2, 4. So there's 9. And I can hook up 6 of these. So let's hook up the ends first, both ends. And then I will go make up more materials. I'm going to need ferrite dust. Magnetized ferrite. More metal plating than that. Let's start with some pure ferrite. Check, do we have rusted metal? Do you not have rusted metal? Hello, welcome. How's it going, Ellie? If my audio is too much or not enough, let me know. And I've got to work on Nightbot. It doesn't like account IDs with symbols. Yeah, welcome. All right. I need some other stuff. So, and do I have a trapped... Oh, yes, he is trapped in the floor. Trying to figure out how to get out of the floor and the wall. All right. So, these 7 locations are my bases. 6 of them have 8 pairs of biodomes that allow me to make either circuit boards or living glass. The combination with what I can make out of the gases that I'm collecting gives me a couple of things that I can use along with minerals I'm collecting to make devices that are worth about 30 million units each. And one of these bases actually has 9 of those pairs. That's this base. And it has, the combination allows me to make 57 of these devices. 30 million plus, or 30 million or so each, gets us right around 1 billion units. Should be 1.5 billion, but doesn't quite work out to be that. The problem I've got at this point is I've got to resolve how to get that. Okay, we're going to have to kill Nightbot. Sorry about that. Actually, I think it's complaining about ReStreamBot. And I understand you're probably not seeing the messages. And it looks like there's just a little bit of lag here, which is not unusual. All right, the moment I've got 13 million units, I'm going to quickly make up 4 of these. For these. Of these. For these, and for these. I actually need a total of 10 of those to fill out what I'm looking for, but the moment I'm actually looking for metal plate. Unfortunately, metal plate is not going to cost me a lot. Unless I've consumed too much of it here, in which case I'll have to go someplace else. All right, I can make... Actually, plenty of that. Thank you. Welcome. I know I seem a little strange about how that all works. I'm kind of interested in finding out what kind of questions people have about the game. Things like, are we having issues with doing certain things within the game or not? Otherwise, I'll try to talk through what it is I'm doing at each step. Walking into walls, I do quite well. After all, I'm an old man. Let's check something here. Yeah, they reset again. Strike him. Sure. Yeah, took a hit. A new mining beam module. Nice. Let me check that. That means I can pull this one. And replace it with this one. All right, now I need to go collect some oxygen. And yes, we have travelers here, and they will lead us to wonderful things. Or at least the ability to go places. So it's pretty obvious what game I like to play. What games do other people like to play? I will freely admit that I am not a big first-person shooter player. My reaction time is not what it once was. Okay, tell me at Roblox. I know absolutely nothing about it. to put this into perspective, I was walking into a grocery store here 3-4 years ago, and somebody was wearing a Call of Duty shirt, and I asked what platforms it was on. So I'm willing to admit that there are things I don't know. So what is Roblox all about? And am I saying it wrong? Because that's been known to happen too. Okay. Okay, why do I not see this? Just out of curiosity, you see that hash loading? Oh, I see what's wrong. I'm going to have to jump out of game briefly. Launch Discord so that chat will show up in the game. And I think I've got that here. There are some things I'm adding and updating, and it takes a little time at times. Let me switch screens real quick. All right, I'm not going to get chat in the in window unless I do something else, and that's going to be a nightmare. So we'll skip that. Okay. Back to get in game. Now, the way this is supposed to be set up is where that hash loading is in the bottom third of the screen is supposed to be the chat showing up. The fact that it's not means I have work to do to fix. So when you say there's 1,000 experiences, what kind of experiences are we talking about? Is it mostly just making friends and such, or is there something else specific that's happening there? Well, phone stream. And we're going to work on getting the chat working, but not the rest of this episode. Ah. Yeah, there's some of that here as well. That sounds a lot like another game that looked at what Minecraft was doing and said, we can do better. And maybe they can. I'm not complaining. Ah. Many games with friends. I've got it on my Nintendo Switch. I have not personally played it. I've got a couple of people who are family members who do play it. Just didn't catch my interest as much as I could have, I suppose. Okay, I picked up some of this. And let's go get some of this to go with it. I will admit that I'm kind of a one-trick pony with games at this point. I have, well, I'm a big fan of No Man's Sky. I kind of was even before I started playing it, to the point where I bought my first copy of No Man's Sky before I had a platform to play it on. Or at least I received it. Bought it, received it, same difference. Now, for the next base, I need to calculate and work out how to collect both enough cobalt and enough oxygen to make the ionized cobalt and condensed carbon that I need for this. Well, that's crunching away. I'm going to go collect the other half of this farm. Today, I'm printing a stand for a thermometer. I've got several of these thermometers. They come from China. Let's see. Here they are. They're 42 millimeters by 42 millimeters by about 13 millimeters square-ish. And what I want is to have them in a place where they can be seen and read, and also have good circulation of air past them. As they are, they can be glued to the... Okay. As they are, they can be glued to a wall or something, but that doesn't tend to work very well as far as staying sane. So for those, 20 of these. Four of these. Stack those. Well, probably the best thing for me to do is ask you, is that something that you stream on Twitch or YouTube? I'm asking because I'm not visualizing well what's going on with it, and perhaps if I watch somebody play for a bit, I would get a better idea. Ah, okay. I will see if I can look you up on YouTube and see if I can catch one of your videos then and see what we've got going on. And then I could probably ask better questions. If it's of interest or of concern, or if you want to find out more, I generally stream on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday nights if I don't have a conflict. And of late, I've been streaming a lot later than I should be, not staying up too late type stuff. All right, let's bring this across. Then we can put these two in. So forth. What I have been printing up until today, and I've still got one more plate to print of it, is parts for a circular knitting machine. My sister-in-law knits, and we've been watching people who've been using circular knitting machines, and there are some absolutely wonderful machines out there. I forget the name of the company out of Missouri, does a wonderful machine that costs about $15,000 as a starting point, or well, no, $1,500 as a starting point. And I think it's well over $3,000 if you get everything, including all of the cylinders, all of the ribbers, things along those lines. And I personally think that's great. But that's not in our budget. And so there's a gentleman who has designed, or basically taken that design and created a 3D model of all the parts involved and has that put together. And I'm in the process of printing and building one of his machines. And I got all of the discs, all of the, these are called ribber plates. Ribber as in ribs, rib cage. They are the pieces of the knitting machine that cause the, it creates the purl stitch as opposed to the knit stitch in knitting on a circular machine. Basically, all a purl stitch is it's the backside of a knit stitch. It's knitting where instead of the knit coming to the front, it goes to the back, which makes about as much sense as explaining anything else, I think. But that's the piece or the equipment that it does, or it works with. So, all right. Let's take that there, put this here. Split this in two. Half of it goes there. Hey there, welcome. FH Swapper, huh? Nightbot, where are you? I think you're over. That's going to have to wait. Okay, I missed something there. Welcome. All right. Maybe I can catch it over here. Sorry about the audio going away, but I need to be, or I really would like to be able to see what the chat's going on. That's not really helping. Oh, well. For myself, I play No Man's Sky. I've got a couple other games in my inventory to play, but I have never really been comfortable playing those. And there are some games like I used to love Descent, but playing Descent without a good 3D controller is a bit complicated. And so while it's loaded in my Steam collection to play, it's not something I'm playing much of these days. Yeah, I think that the best description of that game was one from John C. Dvorak in Compute Magazine, or Computer Shopper magazine, might have been PC magazine, where he pointed out that Descent is to a flight simulator as a roller coaster is to a train. All right. I should now be able to wire all these up. $24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It might cause problems. I think it is. I understand that there were a couple of follow-ons to it, and at least one follow-on looks like somebody decided to take the game and turn it into a fleet competition game or fleet battle game. Which, okay. All right, 9 more. Which I should be able to do. Yep, I could put in 27 more, which I'll probably need some of for the next base. So we've got 6, I need 3 more. And I need 1 more. Actually, I need at least 2 more. And what is it that I'm missing for that? I am missing ferrite dust, which means that we are pretty much ready to get that here. All right, that's all of them now. And that gives me 3250 in storage. Now, I need to step away for just a couple of moments. I'll not let myself get killed off by exposure, though. So give me a couple of moments to get in, step away, and be back in just a few minutes. And being old gets to be an issue. All right, I'm back. Yes, being old has its negative effects. There are worse things in life, though. All right. You'd think something would have been using up power here. Thank you. All right. Now let's do a quick check on one other thing here. So we get 3,000 nitrogen now. 30,000 is going to take 25 hours and 55 minutes, which is longer than we like. Let's take a look over here. Nope, don't have that. Okay. So let's grab a little bit of nobody's is at the moment. Let me see if I can fix that. It may take me restarting the stream, which I think I can do without you losing it, but give me a couple of minutes. Let's see. Oh, Nightbot is getting in. All right, let's actually check something else here. Let's see. That's okay. Trying to remember where Nightbot is. That's not it. Resources. It's Cloudbot. That's not it. All right, let's do it the other way. Let's ask Google. That's not it. That's not it. All right. I am not sure why you're not being seen. I suspect it has to do with Nightbot. I've been getting, as you may have noticed, we're getting complaints from Nightbot about graphic scams or spamming. And it's complaining about the Restream bot doing that. So it's possible that Nightbot is trashing the forward from Restreambot to Discord. And Discord is where I'm getting the chat for the stream. I can change that though. It's just, we'll solve that issue later. So that's going to be come on. I think I'm going to have to set this up or fix this up afterwards. I apologize for the chat not being where what I'd like it to be. I do hope I get that fixed for you, though, soon. All right. I need to get something out of... Now, this can go into storage. And out of storage, I need to pull some That'll be enough. And then that should be enough for now. In front of me right now, or you'll have to help me out a little bit. The devices in front of me are a medium and a large refiner. I'm working with the large refiner right now. And what it does is it takes the materials that I give it as an input and gives me an output for it. And certain combinations result in more or less of whatever it is you feed it in the first place. So I ran out of this chromatic metal when I was building gas extractors. So I need to go collect, or I need to get more of the chromatic metal, because I need to put in 3 more gas extractors. So I need 300 chromatic metal. I've got 30. So I'm going to need at least 270, which conveniently enough is how much this will actually dump out. I will do my best to respond to questions as soon as possible. Sometimes I get a little bit slow about that, especially if I'm focused on something. So if you've asked me a question at some point and not sure what's happening with that, let me know and we can, or I'll do my best to, or just basically ask again. I'll do my best to answer it. Also, I take questions and comments on my YouTube streams, so or YouTube save. So if you put a question there, I will respond to it in the recording or on the saved file as best I can. I know I don't know all the answers. I don't know anybody who does. I know people who think they do. That's a different matter. I hesitate to say they're always wrong, but they seem to be wrong a lot more often than they will admit. Okay, what place is that? This is a base. I am set up at a type of a location in No Man's Sky. This base is what I consider a farm and gas extraction point. And we are inside the building, and I'm currently locked into the refiner. And give me a couple, well, as soon as this is done, I'm going to make a save. And then we'll do a drop out to the loading point, and I will try to kind of set things up a little bit here. So, well, actually, we'll go first to okay. My experience is that they're not dropping a lot of S-class starships at crash sites anymore. Every once in a while you'll find one, but it's really, really rare. In my experience, your best bet is to build up a bunch of nanites. And the easiest way to do that these days is to go to various planets and scan them, or scan all the creatures on the planet. And then you can upgrade class of any starship you found. Yep. Understood. Okay. Take that. Take that. Turn that. Actually, that tells me that I can put this back here. It's not going to change the amount of output there. All right. That's good for the moment. All right, let's head back over to the, well, let's first collect one of these. Those are what are called storage silos or supply depots. Basically, they hold 1,000 of whatever you're collecting. In this case, I'm collecting nitrogen. So each one of these silos will hold 1,000. And each one of these, besides collecting, will hold 250. And so I'm going to put in 3 more of these if I can. Okay. That should give me, yep. Yep, now I can put in up to 5. I just need 3. And there is an art to putting them in from the ground. I'm not good at that. Okay, now we need to hook it up, or hook them up. In 2 different ways. I get a distinct impression. I missed that earlier. All right, and now we need to give them power. And I tend to run power up the outside. And as I power them up, they start participating. And now I'm collecting 1,100 an hour. Supply depot says I would expect this to take 22 hours to fill. But I've got 30,000 available, so. All right. This is one of my starships. Think of it as sort of a single stage to orbit starship. Appreciate it. Now make sure I'm not overloading. I am not. So I'm using 12,000 or 1,250 KP, and I've got 1,500 KP available. All right. Now we go to base number 4. This is a smallish base. It again has a farm of 8 pairs of pods. Going to harvest from 2 of those pods this time. If all goes well, I should be able, when I'm done with all this, to collect a full supply of oxygen, cobalt, plants, everything else that I need to have a farm or have a setup that gives me 1 billion units of currency per day. There's a kind of a minor problem with that. I hate doing this, but okay. We need some light. Let's illuminate this space a little bit. Or the problem is that light uses power. So I have to take that into consideration when I work out the amount of power the space is using. And those up there are batteries. There. So at this base, I've got 2 of the medium refiners and 1 large refiner. Yep. Sorry about that, Ellie. I've got to tidy up some stuff with the various robots. They don't like the graphics that you're username has built into it. And so they tried to block you. I'm still seeing you in the chats and stuff. Hey, Richard, welcome. That's lousy. Yeah, if you see those Restream bot Justice Delivered stop spamming symbols, anytime where it says stop spamming symbols, right now it's coming from your chats, and it's not actually your chat that's the problem. It's Restream bot, or it's Nightbot not liking Restream bot. Nightbot is in Discord, and so I'm going to have to fight with that. Nope, they're not the robots I was looking for. Personally, I want a robot that handles everything I need it to and doesn't break things for me. So this place does not have a landing pad for anything. I ended up picking up one of these since you last were here, Richard. So I now have more than I can put into a freighter in the way of storage. But I need 2 more. Of each of these. Well, 10 more of this. And then make up 2 of these and of these. And those go into here. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm setting up for tomorrow. I think I'm going to sell off all of these before I do that. Not going to need any more of these for now, so these are going to go into storage ultimately. Toss them into storage now. I've got room in storage here. Oh, wait, not all of them. Okay. So, according to my calculations, I am going to need 9,000 ionized cobalt. Yeah, the problem with that is that she'd probably be as effective as Scarlett Johansson in now I'm drawing a blank on her character. All right. Let's see. Make some more of these. All right. So there are 2 ways I can make 9,000 ionized cobalt. One is I can take 250 ionized cobalt and 500 oxygen. And if we put those in a small or medium refiner, yeah. But where would the fun be in that? All right, taking that much. Now, fortunately, doing this, I'm only eating up about 35. Yeah, if I were pulling the... Okay. Right now, I am getting my chat in stream from... that's coming from Discord. The chat I'm watching is coming from Restream. And the Discord chatbot doesn't happen to like the graphics in your name. And so it's telling Restream bot, hey, stop doing that. Stop sending... Basically, there are a lot of people who are considering if you put too many glyphs in your chat that you're spamming the chat. I'm not too worried about it. So it's one of those things I need to tidy up Nightbot's options on. But that's going to take more time than I have the ability to fight with tonight. I'm sorry. So when you said aha, Restream bot forwarded it over to both Twitch and Discord. And the Nightbot on Discord is going, I'm only trying to help, stop spamming symbols, because it sees your name as symbols. And yes, it is something that can be edited or changed. It's just I've got to find that and get that done. All right. So I had 160 spare or ionized cobalt in Colossus to begin with. Up to you. I would recommend, if you're going to change your name, to keep a copy of what your name looks like now so that you can go back to it when you're done. Or when I've got the issue fixed on my side. And I'll try not to be too long in getting that changed. And Richard, you'll be happy to know that I do not have a circular knitting machine part on the 3D printer tonight. It is actually a stand for a humidity thermometer thingy that I've got. Looks about like this, or the package does. That they're really easy to lose under things if you don't do things or don't set it up properly. So I'm building a stand for them, or for it, and okay. It again looks like this. It's 42 millimeters across by 42 millimeters tall by 13 millimeters in depth. And these talk in with Bluetooth, and so my home automation monitor works. Yes, it is. All right. Welcome. Welcome to for your audio or your chat to the stream. I hope. This thing is a thermometer. It sits in a room, and the way that it's built, it has a Bluetooth transmitter built into it that will allow me to, well, it'll transmit the current temperature and humidity to your cell phone or any Bluetooth receiver that is set up to accept it. And my home automation system will accept those Bluetooth notices. There's a little bit of setup to do with getting that going. Basically, the manufacturer encrypts the traffic, and so you have to grab the encryption key and feed that into the software that you're using it for. But one of the things you can do is set up a virtual thermostat. That's not where that went. Let me grab that out of there. Yeah, that's not what I was looking for either. All right. So I think that turns into 250. Easier for me to move it around this way. Let's that back into storage. So that's not what I wanted that to go. So 250 of this plus 500 oxygen becomes 1250 of this again, and or 1 1/4 stacks, and I need 9 stacks of this to go with the 9 stacks of this. I should say 9 stacks of the minerals. And I've already got the ability to grab that. That's 3 stacks each of paraffinium, phosphorus, and dioxide. All that turns into uranium, magnegold, and iridescite, or no, granatine. Usually it's about midnight. Well, you can ask Richard. I usually say midnight, but it's very often about 2 o'clock in the morning. But primarily tonight it's when I get done setting up this base to collect the materials I need. So we are collecting oxygen and cobalt. So one thing I can try doing is taking 250 cobalt and 250 oxygen. Grab that. That will get me 2 to 5. So that should get me... Well, Richard was here a few minutes ago. I wonder if he had to step away or something. Mr. Head Gaming, are you still around? Did you jump over to Twitch? I just see 2 people in YouTube and 2 in Twitch right now. There is. Ah, understand. So, what would you say is the my situation as far as what time I get off or get done with the stream? But basically, it's I tend to stream until I get tired. That sounds about right. When it comes down to it at this point, what I'm trying to do is set things up so that on a daily basis, I can collect everything I need for making 1 billion units. So if I take 250 cobalt and 250 oxygen, it looks like I get 750 ionized cobalt, which is not a full stack in any of the systems, but I'm currently getting or have a capacity of 2,250. So if I just bump that up to 250, that gets me to 5,000. Looks like I need to go to double both storage and triple or quadruple the this, and that should get me the ionized cobalt I need. So what do we got in here? Nothing. All right. I need to put in 3. I've only got room for 2, capacity for 2 at the moment. So let's ramp up. Thing is, I've got one of these refiners at one of my bases that's all set up to supply chromatic metal, but I don't want to go to that base right now. Let's grab that. Indium that I made or that I bumped up. What happened to it? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Is it where I can get to it? No, it's not. I'm going to have to grab some of the other stuff. Oh, well. You remember that thermometer that I showed you? I'm printing a stand for that. The problem I've had with that thermometer is that it's small enough that it's really easy to get lost in things where, you know, it's going to give the wrong temperature. It can get lost in a blanket or an electric blanket or something, and all of a sudden it's nice and toasty or really, really cold if it's next to a window or under a window. And so I want to build a stand. If that finishes tonight before I finish the stream, I'll pull it off and demonstrate how that thermostat or thermometer fits. And then I can set it on a shelf someplace against a wall that's not cold. And it has built into it a circulation path for the temperature sensor, which is on the back top of the thermometer. And that way I can get a reading regularly going into my system or my environmental system that just keeps track of what the temperature is, what the humidity is, and besides keeping track of the temperature, it's keeping track of humidity. I live in Minnesota. It gets a little dry in the wintertime. So, and I would kind of like the stand for it to be a little bit more decorative than just a little bitty easel that it sits on. So this is kind of a scoop shaped. To fit, or for it to kind of sit out or stand out. Okay, one of the things that we're at a point now, even though I don't have enough to make 1 billion units a day, I can now make pretty much as much silver and gold as I need at any time. So things that require silver or gold to make, I'm going to have to put in or make some more gold for solar collection here. I can make it just one of the products that I'm refining or that I'm making from the minerals is a couple varieties of material that refines directly to gold, or a mineral that refines directly into silver. And so I can make gold or silver at any time. And then indium has the nice property that 1 indium becomes 4 chromatic metal normally, and 1 indium and 1 chromatic metal becomes 2 indium, which means I can basically make indium forever, make chromatic metal forever. It does mean I spend much more time in my refiners than I generally should, I think, but so we take, that should be more than enough. It's indium. And we'll let that cook. All right. This is a cold world, so normally cold worlds have dioxide as well. And dioxide is an option. However, you notice, even though it's a cold world, I'm not losing environmentally cold. It's because this is really a dead world. That's okay. Like I say, I am usually here streaming on Thursday, well, on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and Tuesday in the evening. If my stream becomes too much of a burden because I'm here for too long or something, let me know. We can work it out. All right. So this time I'm going to put in 2 of these, or 3 of these. How about if we go this route? Link it up. Yeah, I'm out of carbon. Let's fix that. And yes, my schedule, as much as it is a schedule, has me starting streams or starting streaming about 6 o'clock. My experience, and Richard can back me up on this, is that I usually start streaming closer to 10 o'clock my time. There is a clock over there that tells you what my local time is, as well as GMT. Sometimes it's useful. And this is going to cause the refiners to all shut down, or the gas or the mineral extractors, because this is more of a load than, oh, maybe it's not. Yes, it is. So we take a look at the battery, and battery says we are drawing 200 and have 100 available. Nope, it is oh, that's system's off. It's 9:30 at night, my time. All right, I need gold. Which means I need to call in this guy. And from him, I'm going to pull 2 of these. Yeah, that's what the Central Standard Time refers to on the end, or Central Daylight Time on the end of that refers to. And oddly enough, that is a clock that I specifically put in so that I could do this type of stuff. All right, how many solar panels can I put in? 4. I need 6. Let's see if the problem is chromatic metal. All right, I'm going to need 2 more. Also going to need batteries. Okay, let's go in the end of the building. All right, I'm going to need 2 more of those too, but right now I need more chromatic metal. Oop. So let's toss, oh, we're looking for 250 of that here. It's this I need to get another round in. And I'm going to need more rounds of it for oxygen, because oxygen I need a lot more of. I'm going to assume that when I start a day, I will have no more, or when I start this process, I'll have no more than 50 carbon, or 100 carbon, and probably less than that. I can set it up so I can get more, but if I start with that premise, then I can work out how much oxygen I need for everything. So as it stands, I need 5,000 cobalt and 5,000 oxygen just for the ionized cobalt. That might give me a little bit more ionized cobalt than I need, but I'd rather have the problem of having too much of something like that and actually have space for it than the problem of not enough of it. Yep, and I just lost some. Oh, well. Okay, that goes into storage. This goes into storage. And I got 250 instead of 270. All right. Back down. All right, 2 more of these. And I need 3 of these if I can put them in. 15. So we can put in 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Hook those up. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's a good spot. All right. Now I need 2 more of... 2 more? Yep, 2 more of the silos. Supply depots. And then we hook those up. Unfortunately, we've got 4 places to hook up on each of the silos. All right. Now, let's make sure it will take 5 hours to put 5,000 cobalt in. All right. Now we go over and do something similar for oxygen. Yeah, missed. I need to put an external floor there, I think. All right. I'm going to presume I'm going to need more, much more in the way of collection and storage for oxygen. So I have 250 oxygen in here. If I take I believe that's the amount of carbon I normally get. That's fine. To start with. That gets me 240 condensed carbon. We started out with no condensed carbon in my suit, so we can assume that, or we can calculate from the 96 carbon and 250 oxygen. Well, actually, 250 oxygen plus 250 condensed carbon. Actually, 500 oxygen and 250 condensed carbon will get us 6 or 5 stack, a stack and a quarter of condensed carbon. No, stack and a half of condensed carbon. And again, I need 18 stacks of condensed carbon, which means I'm going to need 6,000 oxygen just for that. That should not be a problem for storage, but I'm going to, I already know I need 3,000, so that's 9,000, or no, 5,000 for the cobalt. All right, so we ended up with basically a little under 5.25. Okay. So I'm going to need at least 9,000 the or 9,000 oxygen. Let's aim for 10,000 oxygen. And let's see what we're already collecting per cycle. So it's going to be whatever is in one of these. Okay, 245. 9,000 oxygen at about an hour. Okay, that's good. I just need to put in 3 more of these. And 6 more of these, if I can. Metal plating. That's going to be in here. Six. Okay, it's gold that I run short on, which is fine. Okay. Now can I put in 4 or 3 of these? 1. Well, 1 is better than none. Let's see where... I'm pretty sure I know what I need for it, which is going to be more ionized cobalt. Or not ionized cobalt, chromatic metal. Yep. Okay. Supply pipe. Okay, we're going to need to get some more of that too. But, well, let's, okay. I'm going to put in 3 supply depots. And I can only supply 2 pipe at the moment, so... And now I am short on ferrite dust. Fortunately, we're in a place where I can get a bunch of ferrite dust. Oh, that's pure ferrite. That's a pain. Okay, is that ferrite dust? No, that's pure ferrite. Pure ferrite. Shoot small rocks. Maybe find some larger rocks someplace where I can actually... there's some. And we'll talk to him again later. Okay. That's actually enough. Okay. So, that's not enough. My mistake. All right. I am going to need... Okay, that's enough for the 1. I need 6 more. For the condensed carbon. and 1 because I'm a pessimist. All right, let's go make up some ferrite dust. Fortunately, we have this inventory of oxygen to work with. Sure. That should be enough for now. How much does it allow me to make now? 12. That should be enough. Don't like shoulds, but got to work with them at times. All right. Only storing 250. We're getting 250 an hour. 49 hours to fill. I may need to put in more. Oh, that's going to make a difference. Good. Can put in 2 more of these, which is the amount that I was looking to do. Okay, check the batteries. We'll be draining this one fairly quickly, but okay. 13,000 storage, which is more than I was looking for, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to take 12 hours, 13 hours to fill. So let's make a run around to all of the bases. I'm not collecting any more resources from any of the bases tonight. We will come back tomorrow and make sure that I can collect everything I need to. All right. So, leave that there. All right. Base 1. Base 1 and base 3, I know can fill up in a day. Base 2, I'm not sure about. But we can work out from what we got at base 1. Okay. Storing 30,000 sulfurine. And extraction rate is $13.92 an hour. So that's going to be under a day. We get oxygen off or carbon off of each of those. Not going to be collecting from those, but I've got 8 pairs of pods or biodomes. So let's make sure how much oxygen or carbon we get. And that was 95. Okay. So that's this base. Base 2. Base 2 has something in common with base number 4 in that it is entirely solar powered. Base 1 is a combined solar and geomagnetic, but can easily be set up to run purely off geomagnetic. All right. 30,000. Extraction rate of 1,100, which means it's just over 24 hours to fill. I think that's going to qualify for now. We'll see how that turns out basically on the second day, probably Monday. And then I've got 9 pairs of biodomes here. All of those will fill up entirely every 16 hours. What have I got here? Stuff to go into storage. Anything here? Here would be nice. Yeah, ferrite dust. Okay. Yeah. This is base 4 is not the, or base 3 is not the only place where I went and set up a bunch of silos in a stack or in a arrangement like that. Did it on base 1 as well, but that's a little bit better hidden. It was over by the collections site. Base 3. I want to see what we're doing as far as collection rate. It's been a good hour since we were here last, so if we've got over 1,000 more, well, if we've got over 4,000 nitrogen, that bodes well. We got 4,500 nitrogen, and it will take 21 hours to completely fill. So 15 divided, well, yeah, 1550, 15 divided by 21. Not as good as I'd like, but again, we can go in and add more extraction if we really need to. It's a lot easier to take care of that here than it is over on base 2, because base 2 I have to put in solar for it. Can do it, just not as simple. We were just at base 4, but we'll do it. We'll stop in again and check. Base 2, which we were at earlier, a couple moments or pops ago, was a 9-plant or 9-pair biodome site. Everything else is an 8-pair biodome site. Okay, we're gonna have to put in a landing pad at some point. Okay, 12 an hour or 13 hours to fill, and 5 hours to fill. So that we can do daily. And we'll see if it's enough tomorrow. I think this base is has its pretty elements. It's not ideal, but like I say, it has its pretty elements. It's a fairly simple setup. I've got a row of 8 biopods down that way, a row of 8 biopods down that way. This way is for living glass, and this way is for circuit boards. Major, large refiner, small refiner. Nope, I had the directions wrong. That way is living glass, and that way is circuit boards. So 3,000 paraffinium. We get that every, well, looks like every 2.5 hours. but that's enough for what I need. The rest of the bases are, or the other two bases are organized in similar directions, orientations. And by that I mean out one side we've got the starship. Out the other side we've got storage, a silo, and I think I've got a site for exocraft. Maybe not. I do have exocraft, but don't believe it's set up. Okay, 3,000 phosphorus, and that is 1,000 per hour as well. And then down this side, we've got glass, or living glass, and down this side, we've got circuit boards. And again, everything charges or refills in 16 hours. I put in one of the trade terminal on every base, because even the bases where I am set up next to a miner settlement, having a trade terminal sometimes gives me different resources than the miner settlement has. So having extra is not bad. All right, it is 10 o'clock, which makes it kind of early for a Saturday for me. But I've got lots more to do. Tomorrow I will show off the stand that I printed, assuming I get a full print on it. All right. This is one of the things I've done a little bit differently. I got 3,000 here, but the silo is inside. It's not down by or outside. I don't have to go looking for it. So 3,000, again, we get that in under 3 hours. And we've got biodomes, and this is just one long string of them. I don't have them in two directions. Starship is, however, out here. I do not have a miner settlement here, but I do have one over not too far away. I think it's over in this direction. There it is. Miner settlement. All right. That is actually going to wrap things up today, because what I need to do tomorrow is do a dry run or a complete run. I've got all of the, let's see, do I have, no, I can't pull it in here. Let's go back to base number 1, 2, 3. Let's go to base number, actually, let's go to base number 2 or 4, 5 here. Because that's where I've got the pads for both the Colossus and the hover bike. Hey, there's the Colossus. All right. Colossus has in it the same number of living glass and circuit boards that we would collect. So I don't have to make those for tomorrow's run. I do need to make your desk site. I've got most of what I need, but I'm going to sell that, I think. Mostly because what I want to do is, well, actually, let's toss into storage. The idea is I want to make sure that I can get all of the resources that I need. And I did not check the contents of the refiners everywhere. Oops. So basically tomorrow is the dry run. I don't have to collect the plants, but I do have to collect all the minerals and all the gases and make sure that they all work. Or if not, do any additional tweaking that needs to be done. And then once that's done, we get, or we'll do a, assuming I don't have to do any significant changes, one of the things we'll find out tomorrow is, do I get 1 billion units for that? Or am I short or long on that? If I'm short, then it's literally just add more to each of these. Okay, so I've got condensed carbon, no carbon. Okay. There's more condensed carbon. All right. Trying to max out life support gel. And it looks like I get 25 of them per. Okay. So let's grab quarter stack here. Put a quarter stack in here. Restack. Okay, for now we're going to toss the rest of this stuff into storage. Okay, I'm going to be shy on dihydrogen jelly. All right. All right, so I need, oh, deal with this. Yeah, storage. All right, I'm going to store the cobalt that we've got here. It's not ionized cobalt. Gold and silver as well. Not expecting to need them. I'll toss this over here just in case. Rusted metal. This goes into storage. So does this stuff. And this stays there. And this stuff goes into storage. Actually, this stuff goes into storage too. All of this goes into storage. All right. That should be enough for tomorrow. We'll see about making more later. Don't need the chlorine. That can go to storage. Don't need the circuit boards. That can go into storage. What I'm doing at this point is just trying to free up as much space as I can so that when I harvest materials, I've got the space for it. We'll toss that into storage. Oh, that goes into storage too. So does that. Yeah, that can go into storage. All right, we'll put this into storage now too. 150 life support gel should be enough for the next couple of days. All right. And that is actually going to do it for me today. We will be back tomorrow. I have no idea exactly what time, but I will aim for sometime between 7 and 8 o'clock. Could go either way. And we will see if we can pull in 1 billion units off of the already farmed material and the resources that I've got in down in storage, and we will see where things go. One more thing to check here. How many hours have I spent on this save? 51 hours, 45 minutes. Yay! Congratulations! All right. I am wrapping things up today. Like I say, I've had 51 hours, 45 minutes in this game, and I understand the frustration. The other side of it is very possibly what you were able to buy might have been a better solar starship than what you had upgraded. I don't know. But, yep. Okay. You've seen the solar starship chart that was posted to the the Twitter group of all of the different elements of the or of it. Yeah, there's if you're not aware of it, on Twitter, there is a No Man's Sky group. Let me switch to it. It's called a community. No Man's Sky is the name of the community. And in there, let's see if I can spot it. There is a chart. There it is. Posted by Nerazil Gaming. That basically breaks down the tips of the outriggers, the wings that are on the outriggers, the body style, and what type of shape the sails come in. So you could figure out which one looks best to you, because that's really all that matters, is look good to you. But yeah, it's out there. I honestly recommend the No Man's Sky group if you are on, or community if you're on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, obviously it's not going to make a difference. It's very possible that that chart is also over on Reddit, one of the groups for No Man's Sky there. Let me see. Do we have any? We do have some locations for starships as far as people have posted. Let's see. Right now, somebody has a Euclid Galaxy T2 Spiked X-Wing Explorer. All of these are in Euclid, red and tan. That looks sort of like the one I've been flying. I'm not sure what the size. Let me see. We probably have the information. It is an S-class, though. And glyphs on that are face, hawk, spider, shuttle, Triforce, or not Triforce, Trivial Pursuit grid, shuttle, setting sun, Trivial Support, or Trivial Pursuit block, spiral, orca, and ship. So if you're looking for an S-class starship along the lines of the starship I'm driving, although mine's not S-Class. That's an option. There is a white and red ball hauler in another location. And these are all S-Class starships. So there's a hauler with the fan wings. People find them, post locations. I think they're actually posting them to Reddit, and then somebody is grabbing them from Reddit and posting them to the Twitter community as well. And the person in charge of, I've interacted with the guy who runs the community. Great guy out of England, young man who really likes the game and has been playing for a long time. So I can recommend it. I am not active on Facebook at this time. I'm occasionally there, but mostly for family. I haven't done any No Man's Sky look there. I have the Variety of Restream account where I can post or stream to YouTube or to Facebook as well. I don't know that that's ever going to happen. If you like Facebook, great. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm just kind of staying away from it. Not because I'm an old man. I've been on Facebook for over 10 years now. But just because I'm not really happy with the direction it's going. I am also on Mastodon. Anybody interested in following me on Mastodon? My ID there is rusty at zcx.cc. Zebra Charlie X-ray.cc. Or at rusty at zcx.cc. Do a search for me there. As I discover there's more No Man's Sky people there, we'll do more there. I do other things there as well. Yep. That's actually both my kids and my grandson. Well, my kids, my son-in-law, and my grandson actually all have IDs or all have profiles on Facebook, and that is my means of communicating with them. But I've also got extended family through the lady who would have been my wife. My grandson is only 7, I think, now. I don't keep track of the actual age. I always get that from the family or go look it up. But he's in first grade now, so 6 or 7. At least I think it's first grade now. Might be second. Had a year that kind of went away on me. And my son-in-law and elder daughter are working on trying to have more kids. I don't know that that's going to happen. Certain things didn't go quite the way they should have. So, all right. And again, this has been a permadeath save, so I could stumble tomorrow and lose everything. We'll try not to let that happen. I want to say thanks to everybody for hanging in there or stopping by and chatting. The follows are appreciated. The subscriptions on YouTube, the follows on Facebook or on Twitter. Twitch. Hey, follows and stuff on Facebook and Twitter work too, and Mastodon. Feel free to join my Discord group. It's easier to find on my YouTube or on my Twitch stream. It's easily visible in the description of the stream, but you'll also see down over here underneath the viewer count a link to, the information on my Discord server if you want to follow me there directly. Restream copies everything from each of the platforms, Discord, Twitch, YouTube, and into each of the others. So I do try to make sure I've got the feeds from everybody. And like I say, I will see if I can clean up this issue with Nightbot on Discord. Have a good day, everybody. Take care. And there's my favorite little solar starship. Have a good day. Bye-bye.